Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Chris and today I'm gonna talk a little bit about myself. 2016 I start doing leather work, but I start doing leather work only because I couldn't find any reasonable priced and decent looking accessories for motorcycles. So I start making my own bags and it led me towards YouTube. And 2 years ago I started this YouTube channel and it goes quite well. So today we're gonna create one of my top sellers, which is this leather box, which was used in Paris Dakar in 80s and 90s to carry motorcycle tools. Also, I made quite a few of those and I'm gonna put them on auction because there is something which is called Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. I can't even say that properly. It's a charity which does motorcycle run every year in May. It's gonna be in about 40 days. So I'm gonna put them on auction. I'm gonna make separate video about it. So if you want to watch it, you can subscribe to my channel and see if you like it. And now continue to this box. Let's start making it. It's a bit more advanced project, but stick with me, I will show you what to do. Let's start from tracing the pattern. This pattern is available to purchase on our Buy Me a Coffee shop, and it will cost no more than a cup of coffee. I made it this time in A4 format, so you can download it and print it on your home printer. When you're printing it out, just remember to use 100% scale or its original size. When you trace everything on a leather, let's start cutting out. I usually use a rotary cutter and utility knife. Then for all the punches, I use my press because I don't like make too much noise. For this project, I use 3.5 millimeters thick veg-tan leather, and I will be dyeing this leather myself. You can obviously use pre-dyed leather, but I recommend to use veg-tan leather. We need to create little loops as well. It will be around 10 of them, and I use 2 millimeters leather for it. I have this little skiver which does a great job with that. I recommend to create one template for the loops and then mark them all at the same time before cutting out. It will save you loads of time. This project shouldn't take you more than 4 hours because we're not stitching anything, and usually the stitching is the longest process. These little straps which we're creating now, they will be used for loops on the box itself, and they will keep the belt which goes around the bag in place. This box is relatively simple because the straps which goes around, they will go around the rack as well and keep the box in place on the motorbike. We actually have them boxes tested on Sahara Desert, and they last very long and they quite strong. Time to sharpen my skiver, and let's skive some edges on the side of the box. I skive them to about 2 millimeters thickness. If you don't have a skiver, there is an option that the sides of the bag can be a little bit thinner than the main body part. Let's grease the edges and we can start dyeing. You can see all parts of the bag right now on your screen. If you want to skip dyeing process, just jump to next chapter. I use oil dye for this one, and it's in chestnut color. Then when I finish dyeing, we have some extra processes which I will take you through. After I finish dyeing, I apply neatfoot oil just to fit the leather, and at the end I use leather sheen from Fibbings to make it more waterproof. If you're interested in leather work, pop into my channel. I've got quite a few nice videos and some free patterns as well. As previously mentioned, a leather sheen. I use cosmetic sponge to apply it. When I started doing leather work in 2016, I wasn't thinking it's gonna be my main business, because that was part of customizing motorbikes, to be honest. And now I do more leather work actually than customizing motorbikes. Sometimes it's a bit funny how life tides will take you. So we finish with the hide side. Now it's time to do the flesh side. I use something which is called moss back. It will help to smooth all the nastiness on the flesh side. I first apply it with the brush and then use edge slicker to smooth things out. Last thing before we assemble the bag is the edges. I use Tokonol as usual. So all the chemical processes are done. Now it's time to assemble the bag. We start from mounting the loops. I use snap rivets for this task. I insert all of them before I flip the leather to the other side and start putting the loops in. The distance in between the holes on the loops and on the main body part is different, because the loops are supposed to have like a little bend, so the belt goes smooth through it. So I only attach them first with the rivet on the outside. Then I use a bone creaser to start bending them into right shape and do the other side. Don't worry if they don't look like a loop at the moment. We're gonna shape them later on. It's easier to shape them in a proper shape when they rivet from the both sides. I use my press in here, but obviously if you don't have a press you can use a rivet setter and a hammer. As you can see right now, I'm putting them into right shape. I'm using bone creaser and then pressing it with my finger on top. Before we assemble main body part, I bend those edges a little bit. You can use edge of a table and a bone creaser to do it. It's purely cosmetic process, but we want the box look perfect. And we're doing the same with the rivets. We're putting them from a flesh side. You can do both sides at the moment. Leave the bottom part without it, as we're gonna assemble it last. Let's start attaching everything together. It's easier when you got large smooth surface. I slide in a little metal plate underneath to set the rivets properly, and place a rivet setter on top and start banging. The easy part is done. Now it's a bit harder because we need to set the corners inside the box. What I usually do, I ask someone for help to hold the corner and pull it out so I can set them inside. It was hard to record that part actually. That's why it's not so great quality. Sorry for that. And repeat the same process on the other side. On the beginning of this video I mentioned I will do some charity auctions. There will be couple boxes going on the auction sometime this month. I will create another video about it, so keep your eyes peeled if you wanna know more details. So we set up all the sides. Now it's time to fit some rivets through on the bottom part. I create special tool for that part to make my life easier. Bear in mind I made about a couple hundred of those boxes, so I create a longer rod with the setter at the end of it to make this task easier. But if you bend the flap on the outside, you can use shorter rivet setter without any issues. I think before I create that tool I was using edge of an anvil to set the rivets. You can do that way. This side was a little bit stubborn, so I had to connect it with one rivet in the side and one in the middle. Then I could set the rest. If you got that far in the video, you're probably liking it, so please smash the like button. And you can subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos like this. Let's zoom that in so you can see better how I fit those rivets. Let's quickly bang last part out and we can start putting the box into right shape. After I rivet everything together, I do double check if none of the rivets are loose, and I give a little bit of a massage and use bone creaser on the inside to make that side fit better. Then we work on the flaps and we got box shape. Now it's time to do the straps. Let's start with the fitting of the buckle. These straps are quite long and they need to be quite strong as well because they hold the bag in place and they close the bag itself. Because this strap is 3.5mm thick, it's hard to bend it to fit the buckle. So I take about 0.5mm away, so it's about 3mm, and then I can fit the buckle easier. Then I set it with 2 rivets and we can take it to the bag to make final measurement where the holes will be. What I usually do, I put the strap around the box and measure where the holes should start. Then I add one extra hole just in case if it stretches with the time. Then continue and add more holes nearly all the way to the end, because we need plenty of adjustments, because you never know what bike they're going on and how thick is the rack, which will be underneath the bag. Repeat the same process on the other build and make sure that they both exactly the same. There is an optional handle which we can do and attach it. It will be included in this button. Thank you for staying with me for so long in this video. I wish you happy crafting and hopefully see you in the next video.